Hello again. We're going to pick up with the last two methods of note-taking for this module. We're going to start with the concept map method. And yeah, let's try saying that 3 times fast, right? Okay, so with the concept map method, or with concept mapping, we have our main topic in a circle or box, or we have it at the center, and we have different branches coming off of it. So let's start with the first branch here to the left, which is how to develop a concept map. So there are 2 main topics branching off of this. The first is we rank ideas from high level or abstract to more detail. So the more detailed topics underneath this would be these 2 that are branching off here. The first says that reading assignments can help you rank ideas, and you can use your syllabus to rank ideas, much like we mentioned with the outline method. So let's go over to this other branch down here, which states that you create branches for more detailed info. And underneath that it says that we arrange branches with others that interrelate. So we have here our main branch for developing a concept map, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ideas branching off of it. But everything here to the left has to do with how to develop a concept map. All right, let's move over to the right side of our concept map. This branch is about qualities of the method of concept mapping, and so we have 4 sub-ideas branching off of it. The first being that the concept map method uses visuals to understand complex ideas at a glance. It's flexible to move from one idea to another. It's a very graphic method, and it's good at capturing relationships between ideas. So all of these here are just different qualities of the method of concept mapping. And if you see down here, this one down here at the bottom that says it's good at capturing relationships between ideas, there actually is another branch coming off of it, and it leads over here. Which the idea here is that we use arrows to show relationships. And so it does connect with this quality of capturing relationships between ideas. So that just leads us back over here. And so we've got some examples of different relationships. Dependence, cause and effect. We want to use, here are some examples of arrows. Here is the double-sided arrow showing interdependence, the single-sided arrow showing cause and effect, and we have a dotted line. So you could use a dotted line or a dashed line or broken line. And how could you use it? You might use it to indicate an effect that is possible but may not occur all of the time. You might use it for a weak relationship, to indicate a weak relationship between ideas. You can find different types of lines: wavy lines, bent lines, curved lines, curved arrows, whichever you wish to use. Maybe a wavy line could be indicating a frequency. And down here we have another arrow coming off, and it says it's pointing to a yellow circle with a cross in the center. So in this instance, this particular symbol means or. So you could use arrows or symbols and shapes. So we have our last arrow going down here to different shapes. There's a thought bubble, there's a diamond, there's a heart. You could use smiley face, exclamation point. Sky's the limit. You can be as creative as you like, and it's great for visual learners. This particular method is great for visual learners. because you're able to draw different symbols and different lines and arrows that have meaning for you specifically. And it gives you a chance to be creative if that's something that helps you to be engaged and be interested. And we do have, of course, this last arrow here up at the top, and there's just one box here that says basically you want to summarize your notes in 1 or 2 paragraphs as part of your review, and we've said that before. It applies to any note-taking method that you're going to be using. You want to take your notes and summarize them in your own words in a few paragraphs as part of your review. So this is the concept map method or concept mapping. There is a tutorial on how to do this provided by Lucidchart in the module. I did use Lucidchart to make this particular concept map. It is free. There's a paid version, but it is free. And of course, you don't have to use it. You can do this by hand. You can color code it. You could use Word, PowerPoint, Excel, another web-supported program, whichever you like to use to make a concept map. And of course, it does, I think, take practice. It's great to use, again, if you're a visual learner or if your instructor bounces back and forth between concepts. That way, you could write it over here in this corner, but if it happens to connect with something that your instructor says 20 minutes later, you can use an arrow to connect it. So it's great if they bounce around from topic to topic. And if it's something that you feel is difficult for you to do quickly in lecture, maybe it's something you could use in your review, because it's a great way to help you to process the information, because you're translating it into a visual format. So I had a lot of fun making this concept map, and I hope you have fun trying it if you have not used it before, and I hope it becomes a helpful tool for you. And we're going to move on to the Cornell method, which is the last method that we're going to cover here. So the Cornell method, well, let's just start in with our left column here. So let me enlarge this so it's a little bit easier to read along with me. So this left column here is going to have our main topics, and so let's look at some of these larger topics here. We have Walter Pauck, Cornell University professor, most recommended by colleges, specific format of 4 boxes, header, narrow left column, Q or recall column, which is the column I'm reading right now, your Q column, a wide right column for notes, so you can use any note-taking method in this box, and you have a footer for summary, and it works with index cards. So those are our broad topics, and this is what you will put in your Q column. So, for example, you might go over your syllabus or your reading assignments prior to class and identify some key topics that you feel the instructor will be covering, and you might jot them down in this Q column. So that way you know when they talk about it, you can identify it quickly and know that you need to start taking notes. Or you could use it as reference when you're looking through your notes and you're looking for a particular idea. You have a very quick reference in this Q column that you know you will find information about that topic on this page of notes. Okay, so let's move on to the large box, the right-hand column. And I've used the outline method here. You can use any method or any combination of note-taking methods in this right note column. And we start off with Roman numeral I, the Cornell method of note-taking. First, it was developed in the 1950s by Professor Walter Pauck at Cornell University. It is recommended by most colleges for usefulness and flexibility. It's a simple method for capturing notes and prioritizing information. Roman numeral 2 follows a specific format consisting of 4 boxes. So we were able to see that right away. The first box is the header, which is at the top, and it contains identification information like the course name, date, and topic, like you see here. And next, a narrow column on the left, which is no more than 1/3 of the page. This is called the cue or recall column. It contains main ideas, keywords, questions you may have, clarifications, etc. And it's used during class and when reviewing notes, and we went over that when we first started talking about the Cornell method. C, a wide column on the right, which is the one we're reading right now. This is called the notes column. It takes up most of the page. It is used to capture your notes, and you can use any note-taking method or combination of methods that you like. D, there is a footer. This contains your summary of the class. You want to use your own words in your summary. And this helps you make sense of your notes, so it helps you to process, synthesize, and integrate the material. And it helps strengthen your recall of the material. So your review is really built into this format of note-taking. And you see the footer down there at the bottom. Next, Roman numeral 3, using index cards for the Cornell method. This works well with the Cornell method. So you used the line, you use the line side of the card to write your class notes. You use one card per key concept. So the unlined side of your index card becomes your cue column. And so you'll just have one topic there. And on the other side, you'll have your notes. So you can use this after class to write keywords, comments, or questions. And when you study later, they become flashcards. So very flexible method. And let's read our summary or our footer here. To sum it all up, the Cornell method is a flexible and useful study tool. It's most recommended by colleges. It has a specific format that has 4 boxes, a header, a narrow left column or cue column, a wide right column for notes, and a footer for summary. This method works great with index cards, and when you're done, you will have flashcards for studying. And so there it is, an example of how you can use the Cornell method to take notes. That also explains the Cornell method using the Cornell method. So, I want to thank you for getting meta with me, talking about note-taking. I hope it was helpful, and I hope that you experiment with these methods of note-taking and find them to be helpful tools for you in the future. Thanks for watching. Bye.